as you try and feed your family and yourself during this period of intense load shedding and high food prices. For people producing chicken, they're battling to keep producing meat at an affordable price. Last week, the chicken producer Astral explained how they had spent over 740 million rand on electricity in the 6 months to March just because of load shedding. Izaak Breitenbach is the General Manager of the SA Poultry Association and the Broiler Organisation. Izaak, good afternoon to you. We know that load shedding is having a big impact on everyone. What's it doing to your industry?
It's got a major impact, and it's almost the last nail in the coffin for us. You've mentioned the 740 million that it cost Astral for 6 months. That is what the industry is experiencing. This is not just an Astral problem that we're having. That is a problem that impacts the whole industry at present.
What does it do to the price of chicken? I imagine it pushes it up quite dramatically.
Absolutely. If we look at the cost of load shedding on a per kilogram basis of chicken, we've revised that to R1.20 a kilo. And that is money that we need to recover from the consumer at present, pushing prices up. But we unfortunately can't get all the price increases recovered from the consumer as we are sitting here. The consumer is under pressure. We're concerned about the consumer, and we are suffering from not being able to pass on big price increases, big cost increases to the consumer.
Your industry is under intense competition from chicken producers in Brazil. How does producing chicken here compare with producing chicken there? How difficult is it for our farmers, for our producers, compared to people there?
It's hugely more difficult. If we talk about Brazil, they don't have the problems with infrastructure that we have and experience. If we simply look at the cost that Astral added to its normal cost, and normally Astral is a very competitive company, a company that is globally competitive with Brazil, and now they have this additional burden of 740 million rand that they need to carry within their cost structures. So it makes us less competitive compared to Brazil, and that's of concern. Currently, we are cutting back 1 million birds per week in production because we can simply not get these birds slaughtered. And at a time when we see an increase in imports. So we're actually replacing local production with imports at present.
So imports are basically eating your lunch, and because the chickens are coming in here at a cheaper price than what we're able to produce, all because of load shedding. It's really quite something.
That is exactly what is happening. If we look at the total amount of imports in October last year, 17,000 tons for the month. Currently, the imports stand at 46,000 tons. And if we compare that with our total demand or our total consumption of chicken in a year, in a month, it is about 185,000 tons per month. And one can clearly see that local production is actually reduced and imports have increased. And that is, it's all to do at the expense of the local industry and to do with the cost that we cannot carry and the cost that we can't give through to the consumer.
Is there any indication that government understands this problem, how bad it is?
Unfortunately, I don't think that government understands that. I don't think that government understands that this can lead to serious shortages of chicken in the marketplace. If this industry is cutting back chicken production, it will put upwards pressure on pricing of chicken. And if we have elevated levels of load shedding in excess of stage 6, we will start to see food shortages or chicken shortages in the marketplace, not only in the restaurant trade, but also in others like retail and wholesale.
The thing about chicken is that it's usually the cheapest form of protein. I mean, without it, people are in a very difficult spot. They won't get enough protein.
Absolutely. Chicken is the first go-to animal protein that we have. It is hugely important in nutrition, specifically fat-soluble vitamins and proteins that our population so desperately need. And if our prices go up, then less people will be able to afford to buy chicken, which is the cheapest protein source, animal protein source.
Izaak Breitenbach, thank you, the General Manager at the SA Poultry Association. Really do appreciate the time.